income pero wala sa tax. Therefore, it is financial income is higher than taxable income. Okay? We only recognize gain or loss upon actual sale ng ating investment. Okay? So, FTA yan. Unrealized loss, FBPL. In case of FBPL loss, the other way around, mas mababa naman ang value ng asset sa libro, FBA yon. So, kung yan ay TOSI, ganun din naman, no? Pero, kapag unrealized gain or loss ng TOSI, yung deferred tax is recognized outside profit or loss. So which is OCI ang pasok niyan. Okay? So pwede rin, meron tayong UGOL-OCI, pwedeng UGOL gain or UGOL loss-OCI. So yun nga lang, ang pasok nun ay sa OCI. Okay? Ito normally, mga profit or loss. Next, installment sales. Okay? So normally, meron na tayong nire-recognize na income sa accrual, di ba? Pero kay tax kapag nakolekta na. And therefore, mas mataas ang nire-recognize nating income sa financial income, that's a taxable amount. So FTA yon. Okay, and the impairment loss, take note guys, PPE. PPE. Kasi kung goodwill impairment yan, di ba NDE yon, non-deductible expense. Pero kung impairment loss ng PPE, unrelated assets, no? Accounting, we recognize impairment loss when we do our testing at year-end. Meaning, pag mas mataas ang carrying value ng ating asset versus the recoverable amount. Diba? In such case, nire-report natin yung asset na mas mababa. Diba? While kay taxation, ang nakakabawas lang naman dyan is yung kanyang depreciation expense using the accelerated method. So which is ina-account natin either as tax depreciation excess or book depreciation excess. No? So comparing yung ating carrying value as a result of impairment loss, bumababa yung asset natin because of the impairment loss. Kung mas mababa ang asset, FDA yon. Okay, so meaning, meron tayong additional expense sa libro. So mas mababa ang financial income kaysa sa taxable. Mas mababa ang ating financial income kaysa sa taxable income. So therefore, that is an FDA. Okay? Again, kung goodwill yon, permanent difference yon, ha? Non-deductible expense. Okay? Sige ha. So yun yung mga common na ma-encounter natin. So sige, balikan natin yung mga slides. Kung pwede daw ba ma-screenshot yung entire. Ayan, sige. You may screenshot this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next slide. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last, para sa ating summary, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again ha, so marami na tayong ways, discussion for you to perfectly identify whether our temporary difference is an FTA or FDA. So inumpisahan natin sa foundation tax base using the income statement approach and the balance sheet approach. In-specify na natin yung mga normal na ma-encounter natin, sinamarize pa natin. Okay? So again ha, so after this, we can perfectly determine whether the temporary difference is an FTA or an FDA. Okay? Now, determination of the taxable income or loss. Okay? So this is the amount of profit or loss which is determined in accordance with the rules established by taxation authority upon which income taxes are payable or recoverable. No? So recoverable, ibig sabihin, we have incurred a loss after considering our permanent and temporary difference or meron tayong overpayment of the taxes in the prior period. Okay? So while, as I told you, hahatiin natin sa dalawa yung ating buong computations. No? We'll start with the financial income or the accounting income. Again, guys, this is presumed to be before taxes. Ito yun. Okay? So, i-adjust natin yung ating permanent differences in form of non-taxable income. Again, basta taxable, pabawas yan. And non-deductible expense that is added. To arrive at our financial income after permanent differences. No? Otherwise known, in case na hindi magbabago ang ating tax rate in the future, that's our financial income subject to tax. Minsan may mga references or may mga problem na ang tawag dyan ay financial income subject to tax. Again, only if ang ating tax rate current year and future periods ay hindi magbabago. Okay, so mamaya ipapakita natin bakit din yung ating financial income subject to tax. Again, kung hindi magbabago ang tax rate today and in the future. While yung ating temporary difference, we have the future taxable amount, deduct yan, and the future deductible amount, add yan. Ngayon, in case that there are problems na merong reversal of FTA, syempre kung reversal of FTA yan, that is added. Kung reversal of FDA, that is deducted. Okay? So example ng reversal of FDA is kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng actual write-off of the receivable. Di ba kasi nagsiset up tayo ng allowance, no? So meron tayong reversal. And yung reversal ng FTA, in case na mas mataas ang ating tax depreciation in the future, bababa na yan, no, sa mga susunod na taon. That's a reversal. So which is, pwede rin naman natin yung i-account, no, as yung reversal ng FTA as if isa siyang FDA, or yung reversal ng FDA as if isa siyang FTA. Okay? So ang mahalaga, alam natin kung paano siya i-recognize. Okay? It is our taxable income after considering the permanent and temporary difference. So taxable income, as we all know, this is the income subject to tax for the current year. Again, your taxable income is subject to current year tax rate. Okay? So current year tax rate po yan. So yan po si Sir Chris. Bakit Sir Chris? Kasi CPE yan. Okay? So, income tax liability. So, taxable income is our basis in computation of our ITP or the income tax payable. Where income tax liability or the income tax payable, the amount of tax unpaid owed by the entity to the government, that is your current income tax expense. So, yung iba, Sir Chris ang ginagamit dyan, CPE, wala yung I. That's Christy Espinilla. So, site. Okay? Current income tax expense, site ang basa natin guys less any payments made in previous quarters if any. Okay, so kung may mga problem na nagbigay ng payment in prior period at ang tinatanong income tax liability or income tax payable, ibabawas natin yon from the site. Again, site is always your taxable income times your current tax rate. Again taxable income times the current tax rate. I would give emphasis guys dito, current tax rate. So kung magbabago ang tax rate in the future, ang ginagamit natin to compute for the site or the current income tax expense is yung tax rate this year. So kung halimbawa, ang tax rate this year ay 30%, next year and in the future magiging 35%, ang site mo ay 30% ng taxable income. Kaya siya tinatawag na current income tax expense. Again so kaya siya tinatawag na current income tax expense. Laging naka-base sa ating current tax rate. So, ang entrada, debit side, credit income tax payable. So, that's why your income tax liability, ang basis natin ay taxable income. Again, tingnan mabuti yung question Kung ang tinatanong ay income tax liability or the income tax payable, tingnan mabuti kung may payment in prior period. Kung meron, ibabawas pa natin to arrive at our income tax payable. Pero, ang site, guys, hindi nagbabago. Kapag ang tinanong site, laging taxable income times the current tax rate, no? Regardless kung may payment or walang payment. Site yan the expense ang tinatanong. Pero pag liability or the payable, pwedeng mabago yan kung merong payment in prior quarters. So kaya tingnan mabuti ang tinatanong kung site or ITP or income tax liability. Okay. Next is the recognition of deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability. Remember guys, that your DTL is a result of recognition of your FTA. Di ba? And the DTA is a result of recognition of the FDA. So ang laging kapartner ng FTA ay DTL. Ang laging kapartner ng FDA ay DTA. Okay? So tingnan natin. DTL are the expected future obligations arising from temporary difference existing at the end of the accounting period that will increase taxable income relative to pre-tax accounting income in the future periods. At yung sinasabi natin kanina, di ba? Alam natin na ngayon pa lang, meron tayong taxable income in the future or tataas yung ating taxable income in the future. Kaya ngayon pa lang, mag-recognize na tayo ng liability through DTL, Deferred Tax Liability. Again, paano kinocompute yun? That's your FTA times the future enacted tax rate. Okay? You have to be very careful, guys. Kung ang tinatanong ay deferred tax liability, meaning that is at year end, that's your ending balance. 'Di ba? Kung meron kang FTA no mga prior periods at may FTA ka ngayong period, ang kailangan mo yung cumulative FTA, di ba? That's your cumulative FTA times your future enacted tax rate. Pwede pang magkakaiba ang tax rate ng mga cumulative FTA mo ha to compute for your DTL. Okay? So that's your FTA multiplied by your future enacted tax rate. Again, you have to be very careful also, guys. Ito yung entrada natin. Debit DITE or the deferred income tax expense, credit tayo ng DTL and or the deferred tax liability. Remember guys, kung ang tinatanong lang naman sa atin ay the taxable income, hindi mo na kailangang i-recognize or i-account yung mga FTA in the prior period. Ang kailangan lang natin ay yung FTA ngayong period. Okay, kasi yung prior period FTA na-recognize na yan. Kaya tingnan mabuti yung problem ha. Kung merong beginning balance ang DTL, ibig sabihin meron kang FTA in the prior period. So this period, pwede kang madagdagan ng FTA, pwede kang magkaroon ng reversal ng FTA. Okay? Kung nadagdagan ka ng FTA, ito yung entrada natin. Okay? So ito yun. Normally, ang na-encounter natin sa mga problem solving, puro current year FTA yon. So ito yung nagiging entrada natin. No? Debit DITE, credit tayo ng DTL. Pero titingnan mabuti, ha? Kung meron nang na-recognize in prior period na DTL, so in computation of your taxable income, we only account for yung ating current FTA, yung ngayong taon lang, or kung merong reversal ng prior year FTA. Okay, so yun titingnan natin ha. So paano mo malalaman yun sa problem? Una, may indicator na meron kang prior year FTA kung may beginning balance ng DTL. You have to be very careful now. Pwedeng may reversal, pwedeng wala. Okay? Or, ang ibibigay sa problem is the cumulative FTA. Diba? So kung cumulative yon, you have to further analyze. Diba? Pag cumulative FTA, you have to compute for your total FTA this year, meaning lahatan na yon, no? So i-compare mo ngayon doon sa binigay. So it's either nabawasan yon o nadagdagan. So kung nadagdagan, ibig sabihin, meron kang nadagdag na FTA this year, yun lang ang DITE mo this year. Okay? Kung nabawasan, meron kang namang reversal. Okay? So the recognition of DTL will increase the amount of total income tax expense. Okay, binuo ko na yung total income tax expense. Okay? Pero kung hindi bubuuin yan, ano ang basa natin? Ha? So, the recognition of DTL will increase the amount of total income tax expense. Total income tax expense. Kung ang DITE, DITE, DITE. Diba? Ito, TITE, that is correct, no? Tight dapat ang basa doon ha. Yung mga ngumingiti-ngiti diyan, nakangisi pa, tapos tumitingin pa sa kalapit kung merong kalapit. Yung iba baka nagbibiyahe, di ba? Ngingiti-ngiti kayo diyan. Baka iba ang naiisip nyo ha. Dapat pare-parehas tayo diyan ng basa. Kung ang current ay site, ang deferred ay DITE, ang total ay parang may narinig ako iba ang basa eh. Tight, di ba? Tight, correct. Tight dapat yan ha. Site, DITE, type. Okay? Yan ang ating basa dyan, ha? Site, DITE, type. Sabi ni Alex, ayan, tingnan mo si Alex Pono, di ba? Shout out kay Alex Pono. Napatingin siya. Napatingin siya. Bahala na kayo kung saan siya napatingin. Di ba? Napatingin siya. Ay, oo nga, no, type. Di ba? Okay, again, ha? Pag may DTL nag-recognize, tataas ang type. So therefore, kapag nag-reversal, bababa naman ang type. Di ba? So again, kapag may DTL, lumalaki ang type. Pag may reversal ng DTL, lumiliit ang type. Diba? So yan ha. So kayo na ang bahalang mamili. Ano ang gusto nyo? Lumalaki ang DTL or bumababa ang DTL? Sabi ni Michelle Kabatbat, ako din napa. Michelle, wala ka niyan. Ay, tama Michelle, napa. Okay? So again ha, DTL, pag lumaki ang DTL, lalaki ang type. Diba? Kapag bumaba ang DTL, bababa ang type. Okay? So in contrast, depende sir sa situation kung malaki or maliit. Oo naman, 'di ba? Kung syempre kung malaki ang FTA, malaki din yung ating type, no? Pag mababa ang FTA, baka mas mababa yung type. Okay, anyway. So, while DTA are expected future tax benefits arising from temporary differences existing at year end of the accounting period that will reduce the taxable income relative to pre-tax accounting income in the future period. Ito naman, bababa naman yung ating tax, yung ating babayaran, di ba? So in a way, ang DTA are a result of the following. Okay? So DTA are the amounts of income taxes recoverable in the future periods in respect of, syempre una, FDA. Yan lagi ang kapartner ng FDA, meron kang DTA. Ngayon, kung nagka-NOLCO ka, the carry forward of unused tax losses or the net operating loss carryover, di ba? So you are presumed na nagbayad ka in previous quarter pero nagkaroon ka ngayon ng loss. So supposedly, wala kang babayaran, di ba? So nagkakaroon ka ngayon ng tax credit, di ba? So yung number 3 also, you have your carry forward of unused tax credits. But yung number 2 and number 3, there is only certain period, ha? Okay, meron lang yung certain period na pwede mong gamitin yung excess ng ating tax payment or the tax credit at yung ating DTA as a result of the NOLCO or the net operating loss carryover. Okay, basta alam natin, kapag may NOLCO, meron kang DTA. So normally, we compute the NOLCO, the DTA from NOLCO as the NOLCO times the tax rate. Okay? So yung carry forward of unused tax credits, that's the amount of tax credit as given by the BIR, no? So magkakaroon ka ng certificate of tax credits dyan. Okay? Yung 2307, okay, so yun yung ginagamit din natin, no? So creditable withholding tax at source, I think that's only 1 year validity. Okay, so the amount of DTA is the FDA multiplied by the future enacted tax rate. So na-discuss natin yan. So the entry to recognize is that debit ka ng DTA or the deferred tax asset, credit ka ng DITE. So meaning it decreases our deferred income tax expense. So some other references make use of the income tax benefit. Parehas din naman yan. Yung income tax benefit is a deduction to our DITE. So might as well we use the DITE. Okay, parehas naman acceptable. You debit deferred tax asset and credit tayo ng DITE. So ibig sabihin, kapag meron kang DTA, bumababa ang iyong type. Diba? So bahala kayo mamilit kung anong gusto nyo. Mas gusto nyo ba ang DTL? Diba? Na tumataas ang type or lumalaki ang type? Or gusto nyo ba yung DTA na lumiliit ang type or bumababa yung type? Therefore, the reversal of the DTA will increase the total amount of income tax expense. So remember that in accordance with our standard, DTA being an asset is reported in our financial statement at its net realizable value. So ibig sabihin, kung what amount should our DTA is expected to reverse, no? Ano lang yung magagamit natin in the future. Okay, so kung halimbawa, ang ating FTA ay 100,000. Yung ating FDA ay 100,000 tapos ang ating future enacted tax rate ay 30%. So meron kang dapat deferred tax asset na 30,000. Okay? Pero halimbawa, sinabi sa problem na ang recoverable amount ng ating DTA is only 20,000. Magbabawas ka ngayon, di ba? You debit DITE and credit ka ngayon ng DTA. Remember that your DTA is reported at its recoverable amount. Okay? Kaya titingnan mabuti yung problem. Baka merong information na nagbibigay na ang ating DTA is recoverable only at this amount. Okay? So kung 30,000 ang na-compute mong DTA based doon sa ating FDA times the future enacted tax rate, di ba? Tapos may information about the recoverability of the DTA, you have to consider. Okay? So again ha, kapag DTA, may additional analysis tayo dyan, it should be reported at its recoverable amount. So normally, no, ibinibigay yung recoverable amount by determining the expected taxable income in the future. Diba? Expected taxable income in the future. Okay naman, ibibigay na yung amount. Diba? The DTA is expected to be recovered only at 20,000. Eh kung 30,000 yan, so magbawas ka pa ng 10. Diba? So therefore, you have to reverse the DTA so that it is reported at its recoverable amount. So that's an example of reversal. Ha? So the reversal of which would increase our DITE. Kasi you debit DITE, credit ka ngayon ng DTA. Diba? So DTL, wala tayong problema as is yun. Pero yung DTA, again, meron po tayong additional analysis for its recoverability. Okay? So again, DTA is reported at its recoverable amount. Okay ha? So again, ang kapartner ng ating DTA, FDA. Yun yung ating normal na may encounter. But again, we can also encounter the NOLCO and the tax credit. So kapag NOLCO, kailangan mo pang i-multiply ng future enacted tax rate. Di ba? While kapag unused tax credit, wala nang multiply dyan. Ha? Yan na mismo yun. Because that is the amount that is written on the certificate of tax credit. Yan na mismo yung ibabawas natin. So therefore, that is as is kapag unused tax credit. Now, pag ang binigay unused tax credit, meron ka agad DTA. Okay? So that is a DTA. Okay? While yung ating total income tax expense, again, binuo ko na ha, lalo na si Alex, alam naman natin si Alex na ibang mag-isip tong si Alex, no? Okay? So that the amount of tax expense recognized during the period, pag ang tinanong, total income tax expense or the type, dalawa ang composition. Okay? Your site plus the DITE. Okay? Site plus DITE. Again, no, ang DITE mo is yung nanggaling sa ating recognition ng DTL. So increase in DTL minus the increase in DTA. That is your DITE. O, titingnan mabuti ha, that's the difference of your deferred income tax expense debited nung nag-recognize tayo ng DTL minus the deferred income tax expense recognized na kinredit natin nung tayo ay nag-recognize ng DTA. That's your deferred income tax expense. Okay? So that is your total income tax expense. Again, yung total income tax expense, that's the site plus the DITE. Yun yung ating ginagamit to compute for our net income or loss after tax. Okay? Yung financial income na walang bawas, okay, meaning not adjusted by the permanent and temporary difference, minus the total income tax expense, the sum of site and DITE, equals our net income after tax. Okay? So yan po yung ating computation ng TITE and the net income after tax. No? So normally, ang tinatanong kapag mga ganyang problem, taxable income, the DTA, DTL, the site, the DITE, TITE, net income after tax. Okay? Sige. Now, in relation to our recognition of deferred taxes, the standard is specifically stated, no, that there are items of deferred taxes and current taxes that is recognized outside profit or loss. So kung may mga items na lumabas sa problem, these are examples and should be recognized as current and deferred tax outside profit or loss. No? So current and deferred tax that relate to items that are recognized in the same or different period in OCI shall be recognized in OCI. So again, ang pasok na mga to ay OCI. So definitely, it will be reported in OCI as a component of equity. So iba pa yung directly in equity ha. So examples, ito yung normal na may encounter natin and also stated in our standard, the change in the carrying amount from revaluation of PPE. Of course, that's the revaluation surplus. Exchange differences arising on the translation of FS of the foreign operation. So nag-recognize tayo ng tax expense, tax asset, diba? And tax liability which are recognized. Of course, yung ating tax expense dyan, ang pasok other comprehensive income. Okay? While there are also items recognized directly in equity. You have to be very careful ha. Kapag ang ating tanungan ay outside profit or loss, ang sasagot natin, yun nasa OCI. Diba? Although alam natin ang OCI ay nire-report sa equity, but PAS 12 describe this as items outside profit or loss, yun yung OCI, and items directly in equity. Okay, so pag directly in equity, ito yon. So current and deferred taxes that relates to items that are recognized in the same or different period directly in equity. Kaya tingnan mabuti yung ating problem ang tinatanong, no? So what is the amount of tax expense or deferred tax, no, that is reported directly in equity? So these are number one, adjustments to the opening balance of the RE resulting from either. So again, nagbago yung ating RE. Pwedeng tumaas, pwedeng bumaba as a change in accounting policy that is applied retrospectively. Alam naman natin guys that there will be an effect of retrospective reinstatement. So pwedeng maapektuhan yung ating income and expenses in the prior period, which is ultimately ini-effect na natin sa retained earnings. Diba? So equity directly ang pasok nun. And the correction of an error. So definitely this is a prior period correction of an error. So we all know RE ang effect nun. So kaya directly in equity siya. And yung number two, amounts arising on initial recognition of the equity component of a compound financial instrument. So remember, kapag meron tayong compound financial instrument, meron tayong liability and equity component, di ba? So pero for tax kasi, wala siyang pakialam doon sa equity component. Di ba? So therefore, there will always be an item, the differences between book and tax because of the equity component. Di ba? So therefore, meron tayong tax doon, di ba, deferred tax doon, so which will be settled or in the future, o ang pasok noon diretso sa equity. Okay, ito yung ating mga share premium from conversion privilege at yung ating warrants. Diba? Yun yung mga examples ng ating equity component of a compound financial instrument. So again these are directly reported in the equity. So you have to be very careful. Kailangan natin tingnan yung problem o ano yung tinatanong. Ang term na ginamit ng standard, outside P&L, that's OCI. Directly in equity, ito yung ating RE, and yung ating component ng equity sa compound financial instrument. So other than that, lahat yun pumapasok sa profit or loss. Yung diniscuss natin kanina na DITE, site, total income tax expense, so that would be normally nasa profit or loss. But you have to be very, very keen into details kapag outside profit or loss. Number one, change in the carrying amount, revaluation surplus, and exchange differences on translation, OCI. Yun naman yung ma-encounter natin eh. And then, equity, RE, and the equity component of a compound financial instruments. Okay? Kapag silent yung problem, then it is definitely asking the profit or loss. So which is normally, ang may encounter naman natin is profit or loss. Yun nga lang So I am telling you guys, you have to give emphasis with this. Baka tinanong outside profit or loss or directly in equity. Again, so although alam natin ang OCI sa equity yon, for purposes of PAS 12, iba yung ating directly in equity hindi yan OCI. Okay? So yun yung mga items outside P&L and directly in equity. Okay? So for financial statement preparation, ito naman discuss na to sa ating financial statement. Generally, ang requirement ng PAS1 for presentation of deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability is non-current, parehas, So reported separately, deferred tax asset as non-current asset, deferred tax liability as non-current liability. Again, yan po ay nasa PAS number 1. Ang sabi ng PAS1, deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability shall not be reported as current. And therefore, they are non-current, regardless of the expected timing of reversal. Kahit yan ay mag-reverse na next year, non-current pa din ang ating recognition. Now, sir, how about offsetting? Are we allowed to offset? Kung general rule, hindi po natin ino-offset ang deferred tax asset sa deferred tax liability and presented it net amount in the financial statement. However, offsetting and presentation net ng deferred tax asset and liability provided, is allowed, Provided, again, ito po ang sabi ng standard. An entity shall offset deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability if and only if the entity has a legally and foreseeable right to set off current tax asset against current tax liability. And, pangalawa, the deferred tax asset and deferred tax liabilities relate to income taxes levied by the same taxation authority. Ito yung ating mga same rule. Una is the same taxation authority. Number two, it should be the same taxable entity. Okay? Or number three, or yung number two sa ating either, different taxable entities which intends either to settle current tax liabilities and asset on net basis, or to realize the asset and settle the liabilities simultaneously. So in each period in which significant amount of deferred tax asset or liabilities are expected to be settled or recovered. Okay? So pag nabasa ang isa sa mga yan, then we can offset. Or if in the problem is stated, what is the net deferred tax asset or liability, then we presume that the requirement of PAS 12 for offsetting deferred tax asset and liabilities were satisfied. So again nevertheless, it is a non-current asset for deferred tax asset, non-current liability for deferred tax liability. If net, either net non-current deferred tax asset or liability. Okay, so that is our FS presentation. Okay. So bago tayo pumunta sa problem solving na examples and problem solving sa ating handouts, so magkakaroon muna tayo ng break. Okay? So let's have a break for a few minutes and then we resume after the break. Okay? Sana all, no, na fell in love. Anyway, so I'm looking back on our chat box. So meron pala akong hindi nabasa na. So may nagtanong doon, ano daw po yung changes sa ating syllabus ng 2022 October. So meron pong nabawas sa atin. Okay? So yung cash to accrual, tinanggal na yun sa atin. Or wala na yung cash to accrual. Okay? So also, wala na din sa FAR ang derivatives. Okay? So derivatives, cash to accrual wala, pero nadagdagan tayo ng investments in joint venture. So which is essentially halos parehas ng equity method yan, or parehas ng equity method under the associate. Okay? So yun lang po yung ating changes sa FAR syllabus na October 2022. Okay? So for leases, hindi po nawala ang leases ha. Andun pa rin ang leases. Okay? So it was clarified by the BOA back then, and they issued a new syllabus, no, including the leases. So yung updated syllabus na andun yung leases, that's other topics, that's 8, and 8.2 po yung ating leases. Okay? Okay, I guess I don't have any questions na nalaktawan, no? Back then, so except that about Alex. So si Alex daw ay marupok. Okay. Anyway, so going back, so problem number 1, we have Avengers. Ayan, mga palaban. So Avengers Corporation is in the process of finalizing its income tax return for filing to the BIR. The taxable income reported in the tax return and the income before tax presented in the financial statement of 1.5 million, so meaning ang ating financial income is 1.5. It's not the same. The following items cause a difference between the income reported in the income statement and income tax return. So we will do some reconciliation, and the following items are present. So premiums paid on life insurance policy hanggang impairment loss recognized on goodwill. So ang task natin, how much is the amount of deferred tax asset, the amount of deferred tax liability, the total income tax expense, and the net income after tax. Okay? So kapag ganyan yung problem, iisa-isahin natin, no, yung mga given information that causes the difference. It is either a permanent difference, again, NTI or NDE yan, or a temporary difference, which is an FTA or an FDA. So yung una, premiums paid on life insurance policy on officers. LIP yan. Okay? So again, beneficiary named in the policy is the company. Ito yung importante, di ba? So yung mga premiums na binabayaran natin for a LIP, where the company is the beneficiary, non-deductible expense yun. So a permanent difference, NDE. Excess of tax. Tax yung mas mataas, ha? Depreciation over book depreciation. Pag mas mataas ang tax, FTA yun. Okay? Nalaktawan ko pala yung rent collected in advance. So rent collected in advance, so again, FDA yan. So since meron tayong liability, di ba? So or mas mataas yung ating taxable income. Yung pangatlo, excess of tax depreciation over book, so FTA yan. Fines and penalties paid. So again, non-deductible expense yan, not allowed. Excess of warranty expense over actual expenditure. So mas mataas ang warranty expense sa financial income or sa libro, therefore it is an FDA. Therefore, meron tayong liability. Excess of estimated uncollectible accounts for financial reporting over the accounts actually written off for tax reporting. So this is an allowance or budget expense. So mas mataas yung ating budget expense, meron kang allowance, this is an FDA again. Interest income on bank deposits, again, subject to final tax yan, NTI, non-taxable income. Impairment loss recognized on goodwill, again, so pinag-usapan na natin kanina, na hindi nag-recognize ang tax ng goodwill, pero tayo meron. Kaya kapag nag-loss tayo dyan or na-impair yan, o mas mataas ang expense natin sa financial income, pero hindi nire-recognize yan as expense sa tax. So therefore, non-deductible expense. Okay, so these are our analysis for the items. Again, so to compute for our taxable income, so ito po yung ating computation. So isa-isay natin. So given ang ating financial income, ito yan. So this is the financial statement. Okay, as income before tax. So based sa ating analysis, okay, so meron tayong non-taxable income, isa. Diba? So ito yung 45,000. Since non-taxable yan, ibawas. Okay? And then, meron tayong NDE. Dalawa yung ating NDE. Fines and penalties na 30,000. Okay? Tatlo pala, sorry. And then, 300,000 of the premiums paid on life insurance policy and the 90,000 of impairment loss. So 300 plus 30 plus 90, ito po yung 420,000. So since non-deductible expense, that is added. Okay? So we will arrive at financial income after permanent differences. Again, no? Mamaya ipapakita natin na ang tawag din dyan is the financial income subject to tax. It is because kapag hindi magbabago yung acting tax rate today and in the future, that is also our basis to compute our total income tax expense. So pag kinumpute natin yan, 1.5 plus 420 less 45, 1,875,000. So ituloy natin. Meron tayong FTA. Okay? So FTA, isa lang yan. That's only 20,000. So since FTA yan, pabawas. Okay? And lastly, meron tayong FDA, tatlo yun. 35,000 na rent collected in advance, excess of warranty, 15,000, and 18,000 of excess of estimated uncollectible accounts. So that is 35 plus 15 plus 18. Okay? So that is 68,000. So 35 plus 15 plus 18. 68,000. Okay? So we will arrive at our taxable income. So nilagay ko na lang din yung reversal, no, of FTA, FDA, if any, pero in this problem, wala naman. So we will arrive at taxable income of 1,923,000. So yun yung ating taxable income. Okay? Now, remember that your taxable income is the basis for our site. Okay? So punta na natin yung ating next assumption to compute for our site type the deferred tax asset, liability, and the net income after tax. So make sure, no, meron tayong taxable income na 1,923, FTA na 20, at FDA na 68. So assuming tax rate of 30% in current and future periods. So ibig sabihin, guys, hindi po magbabago yung ating tax rate today and in the future. Okay, that's 30%. So una, computin natin yung ating site. So that is the taxable income of 1,923,000. Ito siya, times 30%. So we will arrive at 576,900. So pag tinanong, magkano ang site, that's 576,900. So entradahan natin yan as debit side and credit ITP. Next is the DITE. So yung ating deferred tax liability will be coming from our FTA. At isa yung FTA natin, di ba we only have the 20,000? So that's 20,000 times 30%. Ito yung 6,000. So debit DITE and credit deferred tax liability of 6,000. Okay? So and lastly, para sa ating DTA, meron tayong 68,000 of FDA. So debit tayo ng DTA and credit DITE. That's 68,000 times 30%, 20,400. Okay? So kung makikita natin, mas mataas ang ating benefit or yung kinredit natin sa DITE kaysa sa ating dinebit sa DITE. Di ba? So therefore, mababawasan yung ating site, no, to arrive at our total income tax expense. So again, yung current natin is 576,900. Yung deferred natin ay 6,000 minus the 20,400. So meron tayong net benefit of 14,400. So therefore, ang ating tithe is 562,500. So ito ang sagot natin sa ating tithe. Okay? Ang ating DTL ay 6,000. Ang DTA ay 20,400. Ang tithe ay 562,500. So again, kung babalikan natin yung ating computation ng taxable income, ito po yun. So give emphasis to this, no? Yung ating financial income after permanent differences. So again, that is also our financial income subject to tax. Yung 1,875,000. So kailan lang siya true, guys? Yung 1,875 times 30% is also our total income tax expense. Again, no? yung 1,875,000 times 30%. That is also 562,500. Okay. Ganon din tayo magko-compute, no? So yun yung ating shortcut to compute our total income tax expense. Yung financial income, after mong i-consider yung ating permanent differences, yun yung ating financial income subject to tax. Yun yung shortcut natin pag nagko-compute tayo ng total income tax expense, but there is a requirement. Ito yung tatandaan. True only if the tax rate in current and future period are the same, di ba? So parehas. 30% in current and future period. So pwede natin computein shortcut, no? Pag tinanong magkano ang type, yung ating financial income after permanent differences times the tax rate, yun din yung ating total income tax expense. Again, hindi yan ang gagamitin nating computation kung magbabago ang future tax rate. Kung meron tayong future enacted tax rate. Again, true only if our tax rate in current and future period is the same. So kung hindi siya magbabago. Okay? Now, to compute for our net income after tax, that's the financial income before any deductions or additions minus our total income tax expense, that's your net income after tax. Okay? So net income after tax. So minsan magtatanong magkano ang ating effective tax rate. So ang ating effective tax rate ay yung 562,500 divided by 1.5 million, that's 37.5. Okay? So pag tinanong ang ating effective tax rate, yung ating total income tax expense, i-divide mo ng financial income. Yung 562,500 divided by 1.5 million, that's 37.5. Okay, that's our effective tax rate. Kung tinanong lang, no, yung ating effective tax rate. So nasagutan natin lahat ng questions, yung ating DTA, DTL, total income tax expense, and the net income after tax. So dito, no, wala naman tayong beginning balance ng DTA, DTL, kaya ito na rin. Yung ating DTL ay 6,000, DTA ay 20,400. Total income tax expense, 562,500, and the net income after tax is 937,500. Okay? So, sir, what if magbabago yung ating tax rate in the future? Remember that the future enacted tax rate is used, no, for deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability. Okay? Kasi to compute our DTA and DTL, yung ating FTA, di ba, or FDA, minumultiply natin ng future enacted tax rate. So therefore, ang effect nun nasa deferred income tax expense. So in case naman na rimbawa, ito yung ating computation, assuming that tax rate in the current period is 30%, meaning ngayon yan, and 32% in future period. So ibig sabihin, yung ating site, remember that your current income tax expense ay laging taxable income times the current year tax rate, no? So basta site ang tinanong, that is 923,000 times 30%, 576,900. Di ba hindi nagbago yung ating site? Di ba? Kasi yung future enacted tax rate ay i-apply natin sa ating deferred tax asset and liability. So wherein, yung ating DTL ay magiging 20,000 times 32%. Okay? So kung halimbawa, sinabi pa na yung 20,000 ay mag-reverse in 2023 na 10,000 and 2024 na 10,000. Kung ang future naman ay parehas 32%, walang problema. Pero kung halimbawa, 2022 ngayon, 30%, 2023 is 32, 2024 is 34. Di, yung 10,000 ay nakamultiply ng 32%, yung another 10,000 ay nakamultiply ng 34%. Okay? So kasi ginagamit natin yung kanyang expected reversal rate, meaning kung kailan siya marireverse, ano ang tax rate doon, di ba, yung enacted tax rate doon, yun ang ginagamit natin to set up the deferred taxes. Okay? So in this case, 32 naman in future period, kaya multiplied by 32%. Okay? And for our deferred tax asset, that's 68,000 times 32%. Debit deferred tax asset, 21,760. That's 68,000 times 32%. Okay? So therefore, magbabago yung ating total tax expense and yung ating deferred. Pero yung current, hindi nagbago, di ba? Current natin, that's 576,900. Deferred is 64 minus 21,760. Kaya ang deferred income tax expense natin is 15,360 net na benefit yan. And therefore, our total income tax expense is 561,540. Diba? So to compute, For our financial income after tax or the net income after tax, that's 1.5 million less 561,460. So meron tayong 938,460. Okay, so ano nagbago? Yung ating deferred income tax expense. Okay? So deferred income tax expense. Sir, if maraming future and acted tax rate, magbe-base lang tayo when there is reversal. Yun yung gagamitin to get the DTA and DTL. Correct, di ba? So aalamin natin kung kailan ang reversal at kung ano ang tax rate in the year of reversal, yon ang gagamitin natin to set up the liability or the asset. Di ba? So ang best example actually ng may reversal is the depreciation expense. Okay? So, okay. So, sige, merong example. So, example, no? Ayan. So, halimbawa, nag-purchase tayo ng asset, okay? Say, assuming equipment. So, this is at cost. Halimbawa lang, no? This is 500,000. The estimated useful life is 5 years. Okay? So, ang depreciation method, assuming for accounting is straight line and for tax is SYD. Kasi naka-accelerated di ba? So magko-compute tayo ngayon ng depreciation expense and accumulated depreciation for 5 years. Okay? Ngayon guys, so for accounting is straight line and for tax which is SYD. So compute natin no, first, second, third, fourth and fourth. Ano to? Kotse, Ford, and then fifth. Okay? So, sa accounting, ako na magko-compute. That's 500,000 divided by 5. Okay? So, this is 100,000. Okay? Ito normally, no, nalilito ang mga reviewees kapag depreciation ang binigay. Okay? Ito rin, no, balikan din natin yung konsepto natin ng income statement approach at saka ng balance sheet approach. Okay? So kung yan ay SYD, ang SYD natin ay 5 times 6 over 2, that's 15. Okay? 5 over 15 times 500, wala naman tayong 166,667. So wala po tayong salvage value. Okay? 4 over 15 times 500, that is 133,333. 3 over 15 times 500, that's 100,000. And then 2 over 15 times 500, that is 66,667. And 1 over 15 times 500. This is 33,333. Okay. Kunin natin yung difference. So which will be our temporary difference, diba? So ito ay 66, 667, 33, 333, 0. Ito ay 33, 333, pabawas na. And then 66,667. Okay? So first, second, meron ka ngayong mas mataas na tax depreciation. And therefore, that is an FTA. Diba? So FTA yan. So titingnan natin. Carrying value of asset of the equipment, accounting, and tax. On the first, second, third, fourth, and the fifth year. Carrying value tayo ha. So this is 400, 300, 200, 100, and 0. Okay? So while sa tax ito hindi yan ay, parang ay yan. Ayan. So that's 500, that's 166, 667. That's 333,333. That's 133, 333. That's 200,000. Less 0, another 200,000. Sorry. Less 100,000. That's 100,000. And then less 66,667. That's 33,333. And then this is 0. So meron tayong difference. Okay? So ito ay 66,667. This is 100,000. This is 100,000. That is 66,667. And then 0. Okay? So kung titingnan natin, kung ang binigay sa atin ay depreciation expense. Okay? Ito kasi carrying value eh. Diba? On the first year, meron kang 66,667. Ito po yung ating future taxable amount. So kung carrying value parehas, di ba? Future taxable amount. Kasi first year yan eh. Di ba? Second year, ito lang ang kailangan natin na makaka-apekto sa computation ng ating taxable income. Another future taxable amount. Tingnan mo, kapag inad mo yan, ano mako-compute natin? This is the cumulative, di ba? So kung ang binigay sa atin ay carrying value ng asset, lalo na't depreciable yung ating asset, this is cumulative. Right? Ito cumulative yung mga yan. Di ba? So that is 100,000. Correct? Cumulative siya. So therefore, kung ang tinatanong is the DTL, that's 100,000 times the tax rate, di ba? Pero kung ang kino-compute natin ay taxable income, you only consider this. Yung 33,333. So FTA mo lang is 33,333, di ba? Pagdating mo ng third year, wala kang difference, right? Kaya ang cumulative mo remains at 100,000. So ito pa rin yung cumulative mo. Alright? Pagdating mo ng fourth year, remember, meron ka na ngayong reversal, naka-negative 33,333 na yan. Reversal of FTA na yan. Kaya nabawasan ka ngayon ng 33,333. Still, it is your cumulative, di ba? And then, pagdating mo ng fifth year, may reversal ka na naman ng 66,667, kaya zero na yan. Di ba? Ngayon, kung halimbawa, ito yung ating problem, and then, on the first year, second year, meron kang FTA. Remember, third year, wala. So, ang kukunin mo dyan na tax rate ay fourth year and fifth year. So, ito yon. Kung ang tax rate mo ay 32% ng fourth year and 34% ng fifth year, kapag sinet up mo yung 33,333, imumultiply mo yan ng 32%. Yung 66,667, imumultiply mo yan ng 34%. Because that is the year of the expected reversal of your FTA. Okay? So titingnan mo kung kailan siya mag-reverse. Okay? So yung year of reversal, yun yung isa-set up natin as the rate for our DTL in this case, no? Kasi mas mataas yung ating tax depreciation. Okay? So kaya sabi ko, this is also an application of the principle of the income statement approach and the balance sheet approach. Ha? So kung ang binigay sa atin, depreciation expense, yan na yung madadagdag sa ating FTA. Di ba? Pero kung ang binigay sa atin ay carrying value, yun na yung cumulative balance ng ating FTA. So you have to be very careful. Baka kasi mamaya, di ba? The carrying value of the asset, di ba? The equipment is 300,000 per accounting and 200,000 per tax. Eh, kung second year na yan, that's cumulative balance, di ba? Eh, kung wala namang sinabing year or kung hindi mo kayang makompute yung depreciation expense, separately, no? So then we assume it is just the first year. Kaya lahat ng difference ay either current FTA or current FDA, di ba? Pero normally, binibigay, excess of tax overbook, di ba? Ibig sabihin, depreciation expense yun eh. Yun yung pumasok as current year FTA or FDA. Di ba? So yun ha. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo ha. Nababantayan nyo. Lalo na kapag ang binigay sa atin, depreciation expense or the carrying value of the asset, giving emphasis na yung carrying value of asset, ang nakocompute po natin ay yung cumulative balance ng ating FTA or FDA. Cumulative na yon, ha? At hindi yun ang gagamitin natin to compute our taxable income. Ginagamit natin yon to compute our ending balance ng deferred tax asset or deferred tax liability. In this case, deferred tax liability. Again, ano ginagamit natin? Yung tax rate in the year of reversal. So we have to be very careful of this, ha? Ang year of reversal natin ay ito. So aalamin natin ano ang tax rate sa year of reversal. Yon ang gagamitin natin to set up the DTL in this particular problem. Okay? So kung magkaiba yan, edi magkaiba yung tax rate natin na gagamitin. So kung pare-parehas naman, say for example, yung kanina, 32%, today and in the future, eto yon, already times 32% lang tayo. Okay? Yan, that's to answer no, yung question na if maraming future enacted tax rate, saan tayo magbe-base? That's correct. That is the year of reversal. So to compute our DTAN or the DTL. Okay? So malinaw yun ha? Malinaw yun. Okay? So ginamit ko ng example yung depreciation expense, no? Kasi marami pa ding nalilito kapag depreciation expense or carrying value yung binigay. Okay? Lalo na minsan panglito, ganun, 'di ba? Ibibigay carrying value ng asset, pero kaya mo naman ma-compute ang depreciation expense per year, therefore malalaman natin na yung difference is either the cumulative balance or the current year increase in FTA or FDA. Okay? So yun lang yung ating medyo challenging kapag deferred taxes, di ba? Kapag iba yung ating tax rate today at sa future enacted tax rate. Okay. So we are now ready to answer yung ating mga problems sa ating handouts. So far, 4316. Okay? So isa-isayin natin yung mga problems. So we have to analyze it carefully. Okay? So yung ating handouts is designed para ma-understand natin separately yung ating mga permanent and temporary difference. Like yung number 1, if you will notice, so this has something to do with our non-taxable income and future taxable amount. Okay? So let us answer problem number 1. Labkoto Corporation, ayan, so sana lahat, lab yan, reported a pre-tax income. So again, kapag ganito, always presume to be before tax. Although sinabi naman yan pre-tax income. For year ended 2022, the controller is unfamiliar with the required treatment of temporary and permanent differences in reconciling taxable income to pre-tax financial income and has contacted you for an advice. So pag kayo yung kinontak ng controller, dapat tama yung ibibigay nating advice. The company record shows the following differences. Una, tax depreciation in excess of book. Again, mas mataas ang tax and therefore this is an FTA, temporary difference. So kapag ganyan, tax in excess of book, sure tayo na difference yan ng depreciation expense. Diba? Hindi yan cumulative. Diba? Income statement approach tayo dyan. Proceeds from life insurance policy upon death of an officer. So may sinabi, the beneficiary of the insurance policy is Labkoto Corporation. So yun yung importante, no? Yung beneficiary ay si Labkoto Corporation. So therefore, we can perfectly tell that this is an NTI, non-taxable income. Interest revenue on bank deposits. This is an example of an income subject to final tax and therefore non-taxable income din siya. 196,000. Okay? Tax rate is 30% today and in the future. So tax rate is 22 in 2022 is 30%. Okay? So payments in previous quarters totaled to 450,000. So ito yung importante, no? Anong sabi natin kanina sa discussion? If there has been payments made in previous quarter, then kapag tinanong magkano ang ating liability for income tax, which is ito yung tinatanong sa question 2, income tax payable, i-deduct natin yung payment in prior quarter. So lagyan natin ng label dito, di ba? So deduct the payment in prior quarters. Okay, so yung question number 1, total income tax expense for the year 2022. Di ba? Pwede natin gamitin dyan yung ating shortcut formula, di ba? Since parehas naman yung tax rate today and in the future, di ba? So compute natin, we have our financial income. So given yan at 4,500,000. Okay? Yung permanent difference natin, dalawa, no? So meron tayong non-taxable income. So una, meron tayong proceeds of the life insurance policy, yung LIP, which is 250,000. So since non-taxable yan, tanggalin. Hindi yan taxable, right? And interest on bank deposit. Okay? So that is 196,000. So ito po yung ating financial income after the permanent differences. That's 4.5 million less 250 less 196, that is 4,054,000. Diba? So meron tayong FTA, nag-iisa naman yan. Tax depreciation in excess, this is 550,000, pabawas ulit. So this is our taxable income. Okay? That's minus 550. So ang taxable income natin ay 3,504,000. That's our taxable income. So i-multiply natin ng current tax rate to compute for our side. Diba? So times 30%. So I give emphasis, current tax rate ang ginamit natin dyan. Lagyan ko na lang side. So times 30%. So ang side po natin ay 1,051,200. Okay? So since meron tayong payment in previous quarter, yung ating income tax payable ay mababawasan. So lagyan na natin dito less yung payments in previous quarter na 450,000. So therefore, ang liability na lang natin, so income tax payable. That's minus 415, 601,200. So ito na lang po yung ating income tax payable. At ito yung hinahanap natin sa question number 2. 601,200. So we can perfectly tell now na ang sagot sa ating question number 2 ay letter boy. 601,200. Okay? So 601,200 yan ha. Now, yung question number 1, total income tax expense. So again, no, computein natin magkano yung ating deferred, which is isa lang naman. We can perfectly compute na yung ating current income tax expense, na-compute natin yan, 1,051,200. So again ha, hindi nagbabago ang ating tax expense kahit may payment in previous quarter, while yung ating deferred income tax expense, nag-iisa yan, that is 550,000 times 30%. Since hindi magbabago ang ating tax rate in the future, that is 165 pa-add kasi that is an FTA, di ba? So ito yung ating total income tax expense. Ito yung ating type. So 1,051,200 plus 165, that's 1,216,200. So ito naman yung ating total income tax expense, di ba? So kayo ay nagsasagot sa board exam or sa pre-board, di ba? At ito yung tanong, sure tayo na ang tax rate ay hindi magbabago in the future. Ang tanong na naman, how much is the total income tax expense? Kaya natin yung compute na mabilis, di ba? So that is our financial income subject to tax na 4,054,000 times 30%. Paparehas ba? 4,054 times 0.3, that is 1,216,200. So parehas naman, di ba? So kung nagsasagot sa board exam, or sa inyong pre-board, ang tanong lang naman ay total income tax expense at hindi magbabago ang tax rate ngayon and in the future, pwedeng mabilis computein yan, right? So that's the financial income subject to tax or after the permanent differences times the tax rate. So parehas yan, 1,216,200. So we can perfectly tell now na ang sagot natin sa question number 1 ay letter boy. That's 1,216,200. Okay? So, familiarity lang yan kung yan ay FTA, NTI. Okay? So, you may screenshot this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, ito po yung ating first problem. Okay? Next, problem number 2. Naniniwala ka pa rin ba, corporation? So, ayan, no? Ito yung gusto kong bigyan ng emphasis. Naniniwala ka pa rin ba? Okay, bahala kayo kung saan kayo naniniwala pa rin ba. Diba? So, kung marupok ka, edi go. Diba? Sa income statement for the year ended December 31, 2022 shows a pre-tax income. So again, this is a financial income before tax of 1 million. And the following are treated differently on tax return and in accounting records. So isa-isahin natin. Familiarity again, kung ano naman itong mga to. Rent income. Sa tax 120, ibig sabihin, na-receive lahat. Kaya pumasok as income. Sa book 70, ibig sabihin, ito yung earned portion. So ang na-receive 120, ang na-earned 70, may difference tayo. This is 50,000. So yung 50,000, mas mataas yung ating income per tax. Therefore, this is an FDA. Diba? So future deductible amount. So if taxable income is higher than our financial income or financial income is less than the taxable income, FDA yon. Depreciation. So kung makikita naman natin dito, tax is 220, book is 280. Depreciation expense na yan, guys. Again, depreciation expense na yan, meaning current lang yan. Mas mataas ang depreciation sa libro. This is book depreciation in excess of tax. Another FDA for 60,000. Okay, 220 less 280, 60,000. Again, mas mataas yung libro. Premiums on officers' life insurance. Again, isa na naman ng LIP. The corporation is the beneficiary of the insurance policy of the officer. So this is 90,000, so which is a non-deductible expense. NDE. Okay? Assume, kahit masakit, that naniniwala ka pa rin ba tax rate for 2022 is 30%. What is the amount of income tax payable? So ang hinahanap natin dito, ITP. Since ITP, walang payment in prior periods ng taxes, therefore, ang mako-compute nating site, yun na din yung ating magiging income tax payable. So compute natin starting from our financial income. So given ito at 1 million, ang permanent difference natin is the non-deductible expense. Nag-iisa naman yan. That is 90,000. I-add back. So that is 1,090,000 of financial income after the permanent differences. Okay? And then meron tayong FDA. Dalawa yan. That is the 50,000 plus 60,000. I-add din 110,000. So ito po yung ating taxable income. So this is 1.2 million. Okay? So i-multiply natin ng current tax rate. So which is 30%. Definitely, this is our site. So 1.2 times 30%, this is 360,000. Pag inentradahan natin yan, debit current income tax expense na 360,000 and income tax payable. So ito na rin yung ating liability. Again, no payment in prior quarter, kaya ang ating income tax liability or payable is also 360,000. So we can now perfectly tell na ang sagot natin ay 360. Diba? Letter dog. Ngayon, pag tinanong, magkano ang ating total tax expense, diba? So ang type natin can be computed. Total income tax expense. Parehas yung ating tax rate today and in the future. Pwede nating makompute yan ng 1,090,000 times 30%. So yung 1,090 times 30%, this is 327,000. So in case tanongin, magkano yung ating type? No? 327,000. Now, this will result into a DTA. So ang DTA natin, so meron tayong 110,000 times ang future enacted tax rate is also 30%. 110 times 30%. Ito naman is 33,000. So ito yung mga possible na pwede pang itanong, no, doon sa ating problem number 2. So anyway, ang tinatanong dyan is income tax payable. So letter D, 360,000 ang ating official answer. Okay? So you may screenshot this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this is problem number 2. Okay. Next is problem number 3. Okay. So Tristan Incorporated's partial income statement after its first year of operation is as follows. Income before income taxes, so that is presumed our financial income before tax. Income tax expense, current and deferred, that's 1,035,000 and deferred is 90. So a total of 1,125,000. So if you will notice, inad po yung 90. Diba? So kapag inad natin yung deferred, meaning it is coming from an FTA. So again, no, lagyan natin yan ng reference or ng note. Diba? So 90,000 so is added and therefore it is presumed to be coming from an FTA. Diba? So again, deferred na yon. So meaning, i-divide natin yan ng kanyang future enacted tax rate so that we can perfectly compute yung ating hinahanap. No? Tristan uses a straight line method of depreciation for financial purposes and accelerated depreciation method for tax purposes. The amount charged to depreciation expense on its book this year was 1.5 million. So ibig sabihin, that's the tax depreciation per book. Okay? No other differences existed between book income and taxable income except for the amount of depreciation. So kung sure tayo na FTA ito guys, we can perfectly tell also that it should result to tax depreciation in excess, no, it should be excess of tax depreciation. Diba? So tax depreciation is higher than book depreciation. Okay? At kung yung 90,000 is a result of our deferred, so meaning FTA times the tax rate equals 90,000. Assuming, kahit masakit, that the tax rate was 30%, what amount was deducted for tax in the current year? So therefore, yung 90,000, i-gross up natin. So this is 90,000 divided by 30% para ma-compute yung ating FTA. That's 90,000 divided by 30%. Ito yung ating FTA. So meaning, this is the difference, di ba? Kung mas mataas ang tax depreciation, so ibig sabihin, the book depreciation, given yan at 1.5 million, and meron tayong FTA, so which is the excess of the tax depreciation over book na 300,000, i-add natin kasi sure tayo na dapat mas mataas yung tax depreciation. So therefore, we can perfectly compute na yung ating tax depreciation is 1,800,000. Okay? So 1,800,000. So letter dog ang ating official answer para sa question number 3. Okay? So, kung tinanong lang, ano pa yung mga pwedeng itanong sa ating question number 3 using the following information? Okay? So, using 30% as our tax rate today and in the future, we can compute our site, di ba? So, pag kinumpute yung ating site, so we can perfectly compute our site. That is, ito na pala yung ating site, no? 1,035,000. So, or taxable income. Pwedeng tanong sa atin taxable income. So, kapag ang tinanong, how much is the taxable income? Di ba, ang basis naman natin ng site ay taxable income. Pwedeng 1,035,000 divided by 30%. So, 1,035 divided by 30%. So, this is 3,450,000. So, work back. Magkano ang ating taxable income? Okay? Sir, hindi po ba FDA yung 90 kasi added po? Hindi, kasi tingnan mo, kung tayo ay take note, no? Kapag yan ay DTL, di ba ang entrada natin DITE, credit tayo ng DTL? Di ba? Pang yan ay DTA, ang entry natin DTA, credit tayo ng DITE. Ang tinitingnan natin sa income tax, sa deferred. Di ba? Total income tax, pag in-add mo yung deferred, ibig sabihin, eto yan. Naka-debit yung DITE. Di ba? Yan lang daw ang difference natin eh. So kung naka-debit yan, or dinagdag natin yan to compute our total income tax expense, definitely, it is a DTL. At ano ang kapartner ng DTL? This is an FTA. Nevertheless, ang depreciation method natin ay accelerated for tax purposes. Ito naman, given naman yan eh. Di ba? So accelerated depreciation for tax purposes. Remember, if this is a first year of its operation, ang accelerated would always yield a higher depreciation expense. Kaya nga, inalam muna natin at in-ensure natin na yung 90,000 is added to our total tax expense and therefore, it is coming from an FTA. Diba? So coming from an FTA. So therefore, we can perfectly assume this is first year of operation. Kung mas malaki yung ating tax depreciation kaysa book depreciation, sure tayo na FTA yon, diba? So FTA yon. Ang kinompute natin is yung tax depreciation. That's why it is added here. Okay? Book depreciation yung pinag-add natin ha, hindi yan sa financial income. Okay? So meaning mas malaki ang DTL compared to DTA? Correct, that's correct. Okay? So actually, in this particular case, although sinabi that there are no other existence of differences no between book and taxable income, therefore we can perfectly tell na isa lang talaga yung ating temporary difference. Okay? So DTL lang talaga siya. Okay? So yung sinabi ni Namrola na mas malaki yung DTL kaysa DTA, correct yon kung ang tinutukoy natin ay yung ating total income tax expense na naka-add from our current income tax expense. So tama din yung observation na yun. Okay? So yan ha. So this is problem number 3. Okay? 11:11 na, mag-pray muna. Sana magka-jowa na ang lahat para masaya. Diba? Yan na, pinag-pray ko na kayo, ha? Sana pumasa rin sila sa board exam. Lahat po sila. Okay? Inabot pa ng 11:11. Ayan, ha? So, amen daw, sabi ni Donna. Ang masabi ko lang sa iyo, Donna, go. Diba? Para naman na mapanindigan natin yung apelyido mo, Donna. Go. Diba? Ayan, okay. So, let's go with our next problem number. Sir, amen po sa board exam. Wag na po yun sa jowa. Kung pwede naman both. Diba? Kung ako sa inyo, lalo na ikaw, Alex, talagang parang si Alex nga talaga ay certified malandi, no? So, kung ako sa inyo, kausapin niyo yung kalapit niyo, ha, pag kayo mag-e-exam. Okay? Tanungin niyo agad. Unang tanong, taga-resa ka rin ba? Di ba? So kung taga-resa din, okay yun. Uy, ako din, di ba? Tapos, pangalawang tanong, naalala mo yung sinabi ni Sir Jonathan, ni Sir Badjang, na nagdi-discuss siya ng deferred tax, di ba? Pangalawang tanong, may jowa ka na ba? Di ba? Tapos, pangatlong tanong lang naman, hindi naman social distancing daw. Tanong lang naman 'yon, di ba? So, grabe si Alex. Baka daw isagot, sir, yung type. Okay, yung type. Ay, oo, naalala ko yung type, di ba? Pwede patingin nung notes mo sa type, di ba? Yung notes, ganon. Okay, o kaya pwede mang turuan mo ako ng type, ganon, di ba? Okay. Pangalawang tanong, no, may jowa ka na ba? Pangatlong tanong, pangatlo, gumawa kayo ng kontrata. Pag parehas kayong pumasa, magjowa na kayo. Yun. Okay? Kaya lalo na kapag crush mo yung kalapit mo, magdala ka na ng kontrata sa board exam. Okay? First day pa lang. Okay? First day pa lang. Oy, wala ka magagawa. Kontrata ito. Diba? Untold love story. Par lesson plus love advice with sir. Pastok, DTA or DTL? Oh. Grabe yung pastok ni Hannah. DTA or DTL daw. Paano pag sinabi, reversal of DTA? Pwede rin yun, di ba? Reversal ng DTA. Bakit? Bakit reversal ng DTA? Kasi una, may benefit ako sa'yo. Pagdating ng dulo, lumalaki pa. Di ba? So kaya mas maganda yung reversal ng DTA. May benefit na, pagkatapos, lumalaki pa ang total income tax expense. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, reversal ng DTA ang inyong pipiliin. Okay? Grabe yung mga tanungan. Pastok, DTA, DTL. Diba? So among the three, which of the following is the happiest? A, sight. B, diet. C, tight. D, all of the above. Ano yung pinakamasaya sa tatlo? Sight, diet, tight, or A, sight. B, diet. Grabe, may poll question si Nang Rola. Ayun ako ba? Sure win po ang tight with reversal. Silang sapat na. Ewan ko sa inyo, guys, yung aking virgin mind, di ba? Masyadong na-expose. Anyway, mag-problem number 4 na tayo. Okay? Brunei company at the end of 2022, its first year of operation, prepared a reconciliation between pre-tax financial income and taxable income. So kung titingnan natin, as we understand, inad yung litigation expense, then we can perfectly tell this is an FDA. Installment sales na 800,000, this is an FTA naman. Okay, so ibinawas. Correct? So ibig sabihin, meron kang expense para sa litigation, meron kang liability doon. Kaya meron kang FDA, mas mataas yung ating yung ating taxable income. Okay? While sa installment sales, meaning mas malaki naman ang ni-recognize nating sales sa financial income kesa sa taxable income. So that's why meron tayong FTA na 800,000. So resulting to a taxable income of 600,000. The litigation expense of 1 million will be deductible in 2023 when it is expected to be paid. The gross profit from installment sales will be realized in the amount of 500,000 and 300,000 each for the next 2 years. The income tax rate in the current year and in the future. So although yung ating tax rate today and in the future ay magbabago, so kung titingnan natin, yung installment sales na 1 million, yung ating litigation expense na 1 million, lahat sa 2023 with tax rate of 32%. Diba? While yung installment sales na 800,000, mari-reverse ng 2023 and 2024, both at 32%. So therefore, kahit pa ang reversal niyan ay magkaiba, 500 ng 2023 and 300 ng 2024, parehas naman 32%. Kaya kapag sinet up natin yung ating DTA and DTL, always at future enacted tax rate. Okay? So how much is the deferred tax asset? And number 2, deferred tax liability. So madaling compute, no? Yung ating deferred tax asset ay coming from FD8 na 1 million times the tax rate in the future of 32%. This is 320,000. Okay? While yung ating DTL manggagaling sa FTA na 800,000, isang multiply na lang natin since parehas naman ang rate on the year of reversal. That's 800,000 times 0.32. That's 256,000. Okay? So, ganyan kadali. Di ba? So, ano yung pwedeng itanong sa atin? Magkano ang site? Di ba? In case, tinanong magkano ang site po natin ay 600,000 times 30% current tax rate. So that's 600 times 0.3, 180,000. No? So kapag tinanong magkano ang ating total income tax expense, hindi ko na in-abbreviate. Okay? Ang site natin is 180,000, while ang ating DITE, meron po tayong DTL na 256 and DTA na 320. So meaning meron tayong net benefit na 64,000. So ito yung ating magiging total income tax expense. In case lang tinanong, 180 less 64, that's 100, 16,000. Ayun yung mga iba pang possible questions dito sa ating problem number 4. Okay, so however, we can perfectly tell now na ang sagot natin sa question number 1 ay letter B, that's 320,000. At sa question number 2, that's letter C, 256,000. Okay? So other questions, site 180, and then yung ating total income tax expense of 116,000. O, di ba? Hindi natin yan pwedeng i-multiply sa pre-tax na 400 times 30 or times 32 kasi hindi naman parehas ang ating tax rate today and in the future. Okay? So ayan ha. So that is problem number 4. Question 1 and question 2. You may take a screenshot of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next is problem number 5. Ito medyo, ayan. So problem number 5, Outsu. Diba? So ano po yan? Korean, Outsu. Outsu company has a taxable income. Take note, anong binigay sa atin? Taxable income amounting to 5 million. The tax basis for its assets and liabilities at December 31, 2022 are equals to their carrying amounts except for the following items. AR, book and tax. So ibig sabihin, meron tayong 1.9 less 2.1. Meron po tayong difference na 200,000. Okay? Identify natin yan. Mas mababa ang carrying value ng asset per book. This is an FDA. Definitely because of the allowance. Diba? So, ang allowance naman ay nag-result palagi sa ating FDA. Inventories, 950 ang book. Tax is 850. So, definitely, mas mataas ang carrying value ng asset. 100,000 ito. This is an FTA naman. Okay? Carrying value of the asset per book is higher than per tax. Building net, that's 10 million less 8.2 million. This is 1.8 million. Another FTA. Mas mataas na naman ang carrying value ng asset sa libro. Provisions for warranty. So definitely, mas mataas ang liability sa libro, that's 800,000 an FDA. Unearned rent, okay? So this is per book of 500,000 and per tax. So this is 500,000. Unearned yan, liability, another FDA. Okay? The company's statement of financial position as of December 31, 2021. So again, ang binigay po sa atin ay balanse as of 2021. Showed a deferred tax liability of 1.4 million and deferred tax asset of 525,000. So again, 1.4 million and 525,000. So meaning meron po tayong beginning balance ng deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability since that is December 31, 2021. Also, Outsu company paid a total of 120,000, okay, as penalties and fines due to late filing. So that is a non-deductible expense, and a total of 175,000 to sa GIP Insurance Corporation as a premium of life insurance of a company's president, where, ito yung importante, the beneficiary of the said insurance is Outsu company. So meaning another non-deductible expense. Moreover, Outsu reported interest income from bank deposits. So yung interest income from bank deposits, so this is non-taxable income. The company is subject to income tax rate of 30%. It is believed that any deferred tax asset is fully realizable. The company paid no income tax during 2022 relating to the 2022 operations. So ang hinahanap po natin, question number 1, how much is the pre-tax financial income of Outsu in 2022? So pre-tax yung hinahanap natin. Okay? Other questions, number 2, the current income tax expense. Ito, mako-compute agad natin. How much is the future taxable amount and deferred tax liability as of 2022? So kung yan ay FTA and DTL, tama naman na yung magka-partner. So that is the ending balance, no? How much is the future deductible amount and the deferred tax asset, respectively, as of 2022 again, so meaning ending balance, and the total income tax expense in 2022. Okay, so ang gawin po natin, i-set up natin yung ating formula in computation of our taxable income. Okay, so we will start with our financial income. This is before tax. So ito po yung isa sa hinahanap natin, di ba? The financial income. Okay. I-add po natin yung i-deduct niya yung NTI, and then the NDE is i-add. Ito yung ating financial income after the permanent differences. Okay? FTA, lagyan natin ng FTA reversal. So FTA is i-deduct. So lagyan na natin dito ng mga operations, no? NTI, non-taxable income pa-deduct. FTA pa-deduct if any. Reversal i-add. FDA and the FDA reversal. So ang FDA i-add, so therefore ang reversal i-deduct. So this is our taxable income. Okay? So given yan at 5 million, yung ating taxable income. So ang gagawin po natin, mag-PIA method tayo. Okay? So PIA method, no? So work back, PIA, work back. Okay? So based on our analysis, no, yung accounts receivable, meron tayong 200,000 FDA, asset yan, di ba? That is cumulative. Inventories, asset yan, carrying value, that is also cumulative. Buildings yan, net, definitely cumulative yan. Provisions for warranty, ang tax hindi nag-recognize, di ba? So we can also assume that both of them are cumulative. So therefore, to fully understand what happened to our DTA and DTL, gawan po natin ng the account. Okay, so this is for DTA and this is for DTL. Okay? So yung FDA natin, lahat yan cumulative balances. Kasi ang binigay sa atin ay carrying value ng asset and liabilities. Di ba? So kapag ang binigay sa atin ay carrying value ng asset and liabilities, cumulative yan. Kung ang binigay sa atin ay mga expenses or income, therefore that is the current. Ibig sabihin, ito lang yung differences for this year's income or expenses that will result to the FTA or FDA. So yung FDA natin, i-add natin lahat. 200 para sa AR, 800 para sa provision, and 500 para sa unearned rent. So a total of 500, 1.5 million. So therefore, ang FDA po natin, lagyan natin dito ha, FDA is 1.5 million times natin ng 30% na tax rate to compute for our DTA yon, di ba? So again ha, inad natin yung tatlo, it resulted to 1.5 million times 30%. So 1.5 times 30%, this is 450,000. While yung ating FTA, dalawa naman yon, that's 100,000 and 1.8 million times equals to 1.9 million. 1.9 million times 30%, this is 570,000. Again guys ha, since these are carrying values of asset and liabilities, cumulative yung ating na-compute. So we have now the ending balance of the DTA and the DTL. Okay? So for our DTA, sure tayo na meron tayong 450,000 ending balance, and for DTL, meron tayong 570,000 of ending balance. Remember, tingnan sa taas, meron po tayong 1.4 million of deferred tax liability and 525,000 of deferred tax asset. Yan dalawang yan. Okay? So given naman yon, so lagay natin, for DTL, meron tayong 1,400,000. For DTA, meron tayong 525,000. Di ba? Yung DTA na 525, at the end of 2022, meron na lang tayong 450. So therefore, we can perfectly tell na meron tayong reversal niyan, 525 less 450, that is a 75,000 reversal. Diba? While yung DTL na 1.4 million, naging 570 na lang, so we can perfectly tell na meron tayong reversal na 830,000. Okay? So reversal po ang nangyari para sa ating DTA and DTL. So therefore, para sa ating DTA na ang kapartner ay FDA, so meron tayong FDA reversal, that is 75,000 divided by 30%. Okay? So 75,000 divided by 30%, this is 250,000. Okay? Para po sa ating DTL na ang kapartner ay FTA. So meron naman tayong FTA reversal, so which is 830,000 divided by 30%. So 830 divided by 0.3, that is 2,766,667. Okay, so i-plot natin doon sa ating formula above. Okay? So an FDA reversal, ito yun guys, FDA reversal of 250,000. Okay? Ito yon, 250,000. Okay? And an FTA reversal, ito yon, that's 2,766,667. So 2,766,000, reversal. 2,766,667. Okay. So, i-work back natin ngayon. So, ibig sabihin, ang nangyari po sa ating DTA ay nag-reverse tayo from beginning to end. Sa DTL, nag-reverse din tayo from beginning to end. Kaya, we-work back natin using the 30% tax rate. Ito po yun. Okay? So, therefore, i-work back natin yung ating financial income after the permanent differences. Okay? So, the financial income after the permanent differences, yun yung 5 million plus 250,000 less the 2,766,667. So meron tayong financial income after permanent differences of 2,483,333. And based on our analysis, meron po tayong 120,000 of penalties and fines, ito yon, and 175,000 of insurance paid, di ba? So which is both non-deductible expense. Again, 120,000 as penalties and fines and 175,000 premiums paid to life insurance policy where the company is the beneficiary. So 120 plus 175, that's 295,000 non-deductible expense. I-add po natin yung 295,000. And an interest income from bank deposit which is non-taxable income of 65,000. So 65,000 dito. Okay? So we can now compute, work back, yung ating financial income before tax. Okay, from 2,483,333, ibawas ang 295,000 at i-add yung 65,000. Okay, so mako-compute po natin is 2,253,333. So this will be our financial income before taxes. Okay, ito yung hinahanap natin sa question number 1. How much is the pre-tax financial income of Outsu in 2022? So we already computed that's 2,253,333. So therefore, our official answer para sa ating question number 1 is letter E, 2,253,333. Okay, so this is all a workback method. So puro PIA method yung ating problem number 5. So we can also perfectly answer yung ating mga questions number 2 onwards. Ayan. Okay. So how much is the current income tax expense? Actually, we can perfectly compute this kasi given naman yung ating taxable income, di ba? Which is 5 million, yung ating taxable income. I-multiply lang natin yan na ating current tax rate of 30%. So that is simply 5 million times 30%. Ganyan kadali. That is 1.5 million. So ito po yung ating answer sa question number 2, which is letter C. Okay? Based on our computation, magkano ang FTA and the deferred tax liability? So, deferred tax liability ending is 570,000. Ito po yan. 570 ang FTA po natin. At the end is 1.9 million. So, therefore, 1.9 and 570,000. Okay? Okay? So 1.9570, yun po ang sagot natin. Okay? So therefore, letter A. So letter A for question number 3. Okay? Question number 4, FDA and DTA. So FDA and DTA. So ang ating DTA is 450,000. Ito po yun. Ang ating FDA is 1.5 million. Okay? So 1.5, 450. Yan po yung ating answer sa question number 4. Okay? So 1.5 and 450. So we can perfectly tell na letter B yung ating answer sa question number 4. And question number 5, how much is our total income tax expense? So definitely, no? Since our tax rate today and in the future ay hindi magbabago, pwede natin gamitin yung 2483, ito, yung ating financial income after permanent difference. That's 2,483,333. Diba? So that's 2,483,333 times 30%. 2,483,333 times 30%. Ayan, so rounded up, that is 745,000. Okay? That is letter A. So ang ginamit na lang natin dyan ay yung ating formula, shortcut formula. Diba? So to compute for our total income tax expense, pwede, kasi nga, our tax rate today and in the future ay hindi magbabago. Diba? Sana all hindi nagbabago. Pero meron bang gano'n? Hindi nagbabago. Lahat ng yan nagbabago. Okay. So you may take the screenshot of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? If gets ang formula, naging madali lang pala ang deferred taxes. Actually, no? But of course, we have to understand why is that ganun yung ating naging formula, di ba? So, pero tama yon, di ba? So, kung alam mo yung formula at nagigets mo yung formula, so you can really perfectly answer all of the questions regarding income taxes. And this one, you can take a screenshot of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Moving on, sana lahat nakaka-move on ng mabilis. So our problem number 6, Toner Company has revalued its property and has recognized the increase in the revaluation reserve in the financial statement. So ito po ay papasok sa ating other comprehensive income. So again, no? lagyan natin ng label para pwede magselos. Ang pasok po niya ng OCI. The carrying value of the property was 8 million and the revalued amount was 10 million. Okay. The tax base of the property was 7 million and the tax rate is 32%. So therefore, ang i-compare natin dyan ay yung what amount of deferred tax should go directly to the equity. The equity. Ito ang sinasabi ko sa inyo guys, no? Tinatanong dito is go directly to equity. Okay? So kapag revaluation surplus, ang pasok niyan OCI. Ang term ng standard dyan is outside profit or loss. Diba? So iba pa yung term na go directly with the equity. Diba? So kung yan ay revaluation surplus, other comprehensive income yan. So which is, ang term na ginamit ng ating standard is outside profit or loss. Okay? So which is OCI. Okay, so ito is go directly to equity. So we can perfectly answer ang sagot dyan nan, di ba? Pero kung kukumpitin natin magkano yung pumasok directly sa OCI or sa ating other comprehensive income, ang tax base ay 7 million, bali 10 million less 7 million, meron kang 3 million times 32%. So 3 million times 0.32, 960,000. So ito naman yung pumasok sa ating other comprehensive income. So ito lagyan na lang natin ng label na OCI. Okay, so other comprehensive income. So ito yung binigyan natin ng emphasis kanina, no? Okay? So kapag go directly with equity, ito yung retained earnings, no? At yung ating as a result, no, of the equity component of an instrument which is a compound financial instrument. Okay? So kung ang tanong ay sa OCI, that is 960. Okay? So yan ha. So yun sabi ko kanina, you have to be very careful kung ano yung tinatanong sa problem. Okay? So ito naman, directly with the equity, ang term na ginamit ng standard para sa OCI ay outside P&L. Next is problem number 7. Okay? What amount of deferred tax expense or savings should Allison Company disclose? O, tingnan mabuti. In its 2022 profit or loss, P&L. Okay? So on January 2, Allison Company acquired from the stock exchange 20,000 shares of Emilia Company at the prevailing price of 60 per share. Allison has designated the shares as an investment at fair value to other comprehensive income. Okay? So to other comprehensive income yan. So on December 31, the shares of Allison are selling at 68 pesos per share. So meaning it is pertaining to the amount, no, of shares that is owned by Allison. So 68 yan. Binili niya ng 60, naging 68 by the end of 2022. There is an increase of 8 pesos. So therefore, kung meron tayong fair value, 12/31/2022, so this is 20,000 times 68. 20 times 68, that is 1,360,000. And yung fair value nung January 1 or January 2, 2022 na 20,000 times 60. That is 1,200,000. So there is an increase. Ito po ay UGOL-OCI kasi ang ating investment ay through other comprehensive income. 1,360 times less 1.2, meron ka pong 160. Kung ang tax rate natin, no, the current year tax rate is 32. This is current year. While the future tax rate is at 30. So kung yan ay hindi nabenta ngayon, malamang pwede yung mabenta in the future. So therefore, ang ating deferred tax, no, yung ating future tax rate, which is 32%. So 160 times 30% rather. 30%. So that's 160 times 0.3. This is 48,000. Okay. Pero saan to? Deferred tax sa OCI. Kasi ugol yan. Diba? However, on July 1, 2022, Allison purchased an insurance. Okay? 300,000 for 1-year insurance that will expire on June 30, 2023. Isang taon. Diba? So therefore, meron siyang insurance expense per tax na buong 300,000 and insurance expense per book. Kalahating taon na lang to. 150,000. So meron kang difference ngayon na 150,000. Di ba? Okay, so ito yung ating temporary difference. So which will create an FTA. FTA yan, tama di ba? So times natin ng future tax rate na 30%. So ito po yung ating deferred tax na papasok sa P&L. Ito po is an FTA, therefore meron tayong DTL kasi mas mataas ang ating expense per tax, meaning mas mataas ang ating financial income. Looking into our income statement approach, kung balance sheet approach yan, may 150 pa na prepaid asset sa libro pero zero ang tax. Mas malaki ang carrying value ng asset per book na 150. So at either way, parehas siyang FTA. So this is 45,000. Okay? So 45,000 and 48,000 sa OCI, ang tinatanong po ay profit or loss. Okay? So kung yan ay investment at fair value through profit or loss, di ba? So kung profit or loss, edi 93,000. Pero kung OCI, 45,000. So lagyan natin ng label yung 93,000 if the investment is equity investments at fair value through profit or loss. Ang sagot natin 93,000. Okay? So yan po yung ating number 7. Okay. One last problem. Titan Company issued a convertible bond on January 1, 2022 that matures in 5 years. The bond can be converted into ordinary shares at any time. Titan has calculated that the liability and equity components of the bonds are 3 million for the liability and 1 million for the equity component, giving a total bond of 4 million. The interest rate of the bond is 6% and the local tax registration allows a tax deduction for the interest paid in cash. What amount of deferred tax should be reported in profit or loss at the time the bonds were issued? So again, based on our discussion, you could have a deferred tax that is reported directly in equity as a result of issuance of a compound instrument wherein yung ating equity component will result into a deferred tax. Kasi nga, ang ating liability is 3 million, ang equity ay 1 million, so ang total amount natin ay 4 million. So ibig sabihin, mas maliit yung ating liability, no? Since ang tax niyan ay 4 million. So ang tinatanong, profit or loss. Di ba? Deferred tax that should be reported in profit or loss at the time that the bonds were issued. So definitely, kung profit or loss yan, ang sagot natin 0. Kasi ang papasok po ay diretso sa equity. So yung directly in equity is yung 1 million times 32%. 320,000. So since ang tinatanong, profit or loss, ang sagot natin nan. Pero kung ang tinatanong, directly in equity, ang sagot natin ay 320,000. Okay, so 32%. So that is letter boy kung directly in equity. So again you have to be very careful. Ang tinatanong po ay P&L. Okay? So, yung entrada natin is the same way. Ano pang journal entry? Naka-receive po tayo ng cash, 4 million. Okay? Credit po tayo ng bonds payable, 3 million. So, this is the equity component. Sabihin natin share premium from conversion privilege, 1 million. Okay? So, meron ka pong difference na 1 million. So, ibig sabihin, mas mababa ang liability mo. Di ba? Kesa sa sublibro, kesa sa tax. Kasi ang tax mo is yung 4 million. Okay? So, therefore, ang ating, it will be resulting to a deferred tax, future taxable amount. Okay. May pupunta po ba sa OCI or none? Walang pupunta sa OCI pero directly sa equity yan. So yung 1 million times 30%, yun yung 320,000. So meron tayong i-recognize. So since ang ating carrying value ng liability per book ay mas mababa, FTA yan. So meron tayong FTA na 1 million, di ba? So, ang ating DTL is 320,000. So, meron ka ngayong DITE. Ito, diretso sa equity na 320,000. So, meron kang DTL na 320,000. Okay? So yan po yung ating magiging entrada. So yung entrada natin to recognize our bonds payable is the same way kung paano tayo nag-entrada. Normal yon, di ba? So yung ating normal entry. So however, to recognize the 320,000, yung tinatanong the deferred tax that should be reported in P&L at the time that the bonds were issued. Wala di ba? Kasi ang pumasok niyan directly sa equity. Okay? So deferred tax expense, diretso sa equity, and credit tayo ng deferred tax liability. Okay. So these are our answer sa ating problem number 8. Okay? So yun yung ating last problem para sa 4316. Okay? So that ends our discussion sa ating Sir, may effect po ba sa deferred tax yung amortization ng bonds? Well, dito kasi the interest rate is 6%. And it was stated that the tax deduction for interest paid in cash is the same. So ibig sabihin, wala po tayong difference ng interest expense at saka yung interest paid. So parehas yan. Pero in case carrying value ng liability versus the tax, di ba magkakaroon tayo ng amortization every period, yun nga yung i-amortize natin. So which is actually required as a component of our interest expense. Okay? Okay, so sabi ni Wilfredo, himala, maaga ang fire ngayon. Pasensya na yung mga nakaraan, no? Inaabot talaga tayo ng mga 20 minutes plus overtime, no? So ngayon, we are early, di ba? By 3 minutes lang naman. Okay? So 3 minutes. Okay, first time. O nga, no? First time sa par, no? Okay. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for attending our synchronous session. So that ends our deferred taxes and yung ating sales back transaction kanina. So for FAR 4315 and FAR 4316. So keep safe everyone and wag nang maging marupok. Bye everyone!